Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Have you ever felt like you're running non-stop in a race with no finish line? Constantly chasing happiness, success and peace, only to find them slipping through your fingers the moment you get close. You're not alone. In a world that screams more is better, it's easy to find ourselves lost, disconnected from what truly matters, seeking solace in the next big thing, the next achievement, the next whatever. But what if I told you that the secret to a fulfilling life has been under our noses for over 2 millennia? Today, we're diving deep into the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced challenges and pressures we can hardly imagine, yet found strength, peace, and clarity through the principles of Stoicism. This isn't just ancient philosophy, it's a roadmap to a resilient, joy-filled life. Imagine facing life's storms with unwavering calm, making decisions with clarity, and embracing each moment with a heart full of gratitude. That's the power of Stoicism. So if you're tired of the endless chase, if you're seeking a deeper sense of peace and purpose, stick around. Today, we're exploring how the timeless wisdom of a Stoic emperor can transform your life in the modern world. Whether you're struggling with stress, searching for meaning, or simply looking to deepen your understanding of yourself, there's something in Stoicism for you. Welcome to a journey that could change the way you see the world, your challenges, and yourself. Let's get started. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button and join our community of thinkers and seekers just like you. And since you're not like the majority, since you are indeed an exception seeking genuine change and depth in your life, I encourage you to stay with us throughout the entire video. Embrace the full experience without skipping a beat, because every moment of this journey is crafted for you, the exceptional one. Let's really get to know Marcus Aurelius, because understanding the man behind the words will make the wisdom he shares even more impactful. Marcus wasn't just any Roman emperor. He was a philosopher king, often considered the last of the 5 good emperors. Picture this. You're leading one of history's greatest empires, facing endless battles, political intrigue, and the immense pressures of power. Now, imagine doing all that while striving to live according to a philosophy that values virtue, self-control, and inner peace. That was Marcus Aurelius's daily reality. His personal reflections, collected in meditations, were never meant for public eyes, but serve as a dialogue with himself, a means to practice his Stoic beliefs amidst the trials of life and leadership. These writings offer a raw, unfiltered glimpse into his efforts to live a life of meaning and integrity, proving that the quest for inner tranquility transcends time and status. Now, why should we, centuries later, care about the musings of an ancient emperor? Because the challenges he faced, dealing with stress, managing anger, overcoming adversity, are universal, timeless human experiences. Marcus Aurelius shows us that it's possible to find inner peace, even in the midst of chaos, to respond to life's uncertainties with patience and wisdom. As we delve into his evening routines, think of them not as rigid practices but as principles that guided him to reflect, recharge, and connect with his core self every night. These routines aren't just historical curiosities. They're lessons on how to end our days with intention and mindfulness, how to prepare ourselves for the challenges ahead with a clear, calm mind. Number 1. Eliminate external stimuli. When was the last time you truly disconnected? I mean, really stepped back from the whirlwind of pings, rings, and endless scrolls that dominate our daily lives. It's tough, right? Our world thrives on constant connection, instant responses, and the relentless pursuit of productivity. But here's a thought that might just change your perspective. Marcus Aurelius understood something profound, something many of us overlook in our always-on culture: the power of retreating into our own minds. It's in these quiet moments that we find clarity, that we can listen to our inner voice without the interference of the outside world. Imagine this. As your day winds down, you switch off your gadgets, not just to save battery life, but to save yourself from the constant barrage of information. You step into a space where the only updates you receive are from your own thoughts and feelings. This isn't about isolation, it's about creating a sanctuary where your mind can breathe, declutter, and rejuvenate. But it's not just about turning off our devices, it's about tuning into our inner selves. Reflect on your day, not through the lens of your social media feed or the latest news alerts, but through your own personal experiences and emotions. What did you learn? How did you grow? What moments of joy did you find? And what challenges did you face? This practice of disconnecting is a gateway to deeper self-awareness and tranquility. It's a commitment to valuing your peace of mind as much as you value staying informed or entertained. And in this quiet space, you're not just avoiding stress, you're actively cultivating peace, preparing your mind for a night of restful, restorative sleep. So, I challenge you to find your own retreat within. Make it a daily ritual to step away from the external stimuli that crowd our lives and into a space of self-reflection and calm. It's in these moments that we truly connect with ourselves, laying the foundation for a life lived with intention and inner peace. Number 2, engage in physical exercise. In our modern world, we're often so caught up in our heads, glued to screens, and mentally scattered by our endless to-do lists that we forget about the vessel carrying us through all of this: our body. Exercise, as Marcus showed us, isn't just about building muscles or endurance. It's about creating harmony between our mental and physical selves. Now, I'm not saying you need to hit the gym like you're training for the Colosseum. This is about finding ways to honor your body's need for movement, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's a gentle yoga session that helps you unwind and connect with your breath. Or perhaps it's a brisk walk under the stars, where you can literally and metaphorically step away from your day's stresses and just be present with the world around you. This act of moving your body is a form of self-respect. It's telling yourself that you matter, that your well-being is important. And there's this beautiful ripple effect that happens when you exercise. Your mind clears, your mood lifts, and you find this inner strength that maybe you forgot was even there. Stoicism teaches us about endurance, about the power of persisting through challenges. Exercise can be a physical manifestation of this philosophy. Each step on a run, each yoga pose, each time you choose to move your body despite feeling tired or busy, you're practicing stoic resilience. You're building mental toughness just as much as physical strength. So, I encourage you to make a little time each evening to celebrate and care for your body. See this as your daily act of gratitude for the incredible work your body does to carry you through life. Notice how this practice impacts not just your physical health, but your mental clarity and emotional resilience. Number 3, review your day. This might sound like a simple task, just thinking back on what happened, right? But there's so much more depth to it, especially when we approach it from a Stoic perspective. Stoicism isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about learning from every aspect of life, extracting wisdom from our experiences and applying that knowledge moving forward. So, when Marcus advocates for daily review, it's not a mere recount of events, it's an active, mindful process of self-examination and growth. Let's break it down. Imagine ending your day not with a mindless scroll through your phone or worrying about tomorrow, but with a few quiet minutes dedicated to reflection. You ask yourself, what went well today? These moments of success or joy are not to be taken for granted. Acknowledging them fosters gratitude and reinforces positive behaviors. Then you consider the challenges you faced. We all have them, those moments that test our patience, our character, our very principles. Reflecting on these isn't about beating yourself up, but understanding and learning. What triggered your stress or anger? How did you respond? Was there a gap between your ideal reaction and your actual one? This is where Stoic wisdom really comes into play, guiding us to respond to life's trials with virtue and composure. And then, growth. Every day holds lessons, opportunities to evolve. Maybe you realized you're stronger than you thought, or perhaps you found a new area for personal development. This introspective dialogue is how you set intentions for improvement, crafting a more deliberate path forward. But here's the key. This process is grounded in kindness and self-compassion. Marcus Aurelius, despite his immense responsibilities and challenges, approached his reflections with a sense of humility and humanity. He wasn't harsh or critical with himself. He was honest, thoughtful, and focused on growth. So, as we embrace this Stoic practice, let's do so with the same spirit. Review your day not as a judge, but as a mentor to yourself, recognizing your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and setting your sights on becoming a little better tomorrow than you were today. This practice, my friends, is a cornerstone not just of Stoic philosophy, but of a life lived with intention and integrity. It's how we learn from the past, live fully in the present, and prepare ourselves to meet the future with confidence and grace. So tonight, give yourself the gift of a few reflective minutes. Observe, learn, and set those intentions. Your future self will thank you. Number 4. Contemplate your inner wisdom. Marcus often turned to his role models for guidance, not by literally asking them, of course, but by reflecting on their virtues and pondering how he could integrate those qualities into his own life. He looked up to individuals like Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, and even adopted imagined mentors from history or mythology, considering how they would handle the various challenges he faced. Now, let's bring this into our world. We all have heroes, people we look up to, whether they're towering historical figures, contemporary leaders, beloved family members, or even characters from our favorite stories. These individuals inspire us, not just by their achievements, but by the qualities they embody: courage, integrity, compassion, perseverance. So, how do we make this practice our own? It starts with identifying your role models. Think about those you admire and articulate what exactly you admire about them. Is it their resilience, their kindness, their creativity? Once you have a clear picture of these virtues, you can start to weave them into your own life narrative. Imagine facing a difficult decision or challenge. Now, pause and ask yourself, what would my role model do in this situation? This doesn't mean you should mimic their actions blindly, but rather use their example as a compass to guide your own decisions and actions. This process of contemplation is a form of mental rehearsal, a way to align your actions with your highest values and aspirations. It's like having a council of wise advisors in your mind, offering you guidance based on the virtues you most admire. But here's the crucial part. This isn't about comparison or falling short of some idealized version of someone else. It's about inspiration and personal growth. It's about connecting with the qualities you value and letting them guide you toward your best self. Marcus used this practice to cultivate his character, to rise above pettiness, and to lead with wisdom and compassion. We can do the same, using our role models as beacons to illuminate our path, especially when the way forward seems unclear. So, take some time to reflect on your role models and the virtues they embody. Let their light shine on your journey, guiding you, inspiring you, and pushing you to evolve. This practice isn't just about admiration, it's a pathway to personal excellence, a way to tap into your inner wisdom and live a life that's true to your deepest values. Remember, we're all works in progress, and every day offers us a fresh chance to grow, to improve, and to move closer to the person we aspire to be. Let's embrace that journey with open hearts and minds, inspired by those we admire and driven by our own inner wisdom. Number 5. Embrace a higher perspective. Marcus advocated for what he called the view from above, a mental exercise where you imagine yourself rising above your immediate circumstances and seeing your life from a greater distance. Imagine lifting off from where you are right now and soaring up into the sky, looking down upon your life. From this vantage point, your problems, your triumphs, everything about your daily existence takes on a different scale. So, why is this perspective shift so powerful? When we're caught up in the minutiae of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. That frustrating traffic jam, the argument with a co-worker, even our biggest achievements, they all seem all-encompassing when we're in the thick of it. But when we elevate our perspective, we see that our individual experiences are just tiny threads woven into the vast tapestry of human experience. This view from above helps us appreciate the interconnectedness of all things. Your joys and sorrows, your hopes and fears, they're all part of the shared human journey. From up high, you see that every life, including your own, is a fleeting, precious part of a larger story. But there's more to it than just gaining perspective on our troubles. This exercise also deepens our sense of gratitude and wonder. When you see the world from above, you can't help but be struck by its beauty, its complexity, and its mystery. The planet we share, the lives we lead, the very fact of existence. It's all pretty miraculous when you think about it. Now, how can we incorporate this Stoic exercise into our daily lives? It's actually quite simple. Take a few moments at the end of your day to sit quietly and imagine this ascent. Visualize yourself rising above your surroundings, your city, your country, and seeing the world from a place of calm detachment. Reflect on where you fit in this grand scheme, and let this perspective infuse your daily experiences with a deeper sense of meaning and connection. By adopting this view from above, we're not diminishing our personal experiences or negating our emotions. Rather, we're placing them within a broader context, which can be incredibly freeing. It reminds us that while we play a unique and important role in the universe, we're also part of something much larger than ourselves. So, as we end our day, let's take a leaf out of Marcus's book and elevate our perspective. Let's remind ourselves of the beauty of existence and our place within it. This practice isn't just an exercise in philosophy, it's a way to live with more grace, gratitude, and awe. And in a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, that's a pretty powerful shift, don't you think? Number 6. Spend time with family. In our modern, fast-paced world, it's easy to let these precious family moments slip by. Family, in the Stoic sense, provides a grounding force, a reminder of what's truly important in life, offering us love, support, and a sense of belonging. We're often so consumed with our personal ambitions, our screens, our endless to-do lists, that we forget to cherish the very people who make all those struggles worthwhile. But here's where we can draw inspiration from Marcus and the Stoics, by making conscious efforts to connect with our loved ones, to truly be present with them, and to nurture those bonds that sustain us. So, What does this look like in practice? It's more than just being in the same room or sitting together at the dinner table while everyone's glued to their devices. It's about engaging with each other, sharing our experiences, our hopes, our fears, and our joys. It's about listening, truly listening to what your loved ones are saying, understanding their perspectives, their dreams, and their challenges. These moments of togetherness don't have to be grand or meticulously planned. They can be as simple as a walk in the park, a game night, or sharing stories before bedtime. What matters is the quality of the connection, the presence of mind and heart that you bring to these interactions. And here's something profound that Stoicism teaches us about these moments. They're fleeting. Marcus Aurelius was acutely aware of the impermanence of life, and this awareness made him cherish his time with his family even more. Each moment we spend with our loved ones is precious, not to be taken for granted, for we never know what the future holds. By prioritizing our family, we're not just building stronger relationships, we're also nurturing our own well-being. These connections ground us, remind us of our humanity, and provide a source of strength and love that is irreplaceable. So, let's make time for our families, engage with them wholeheartedly, and cherish these moments. After all, at the end of the day, it's the love we give and receive that truly enriches our lives. Let's not allow the bustle of our daily routines to rob us of these essential joys. Instead, let's commit to nurturing the bonds that sustain us, finding strength, love, and joy in the heart of our families. Number 7. Prepare for the mornings. Marcus wasn't just winging it day by day, even though he had the resources of an entire empire at his disposal. No, he understood the power of preparation, of setting his intentions the night before to ensure each day was lived in alignment with his values and goals. Think about that for a moment. How often do we finish our day only to collapse into bed, exhausted, without a thought for the day ahead? And yet, here's one of history's greatest leaders, diligently taking the time to organize his thoughts and prepare for the next day, every single night. So what can we take from this? Well, it's not just about planning your to-do list, although that's certainly part of it. It's about consciously setting your intentions, aligning your upcoming actions with your deeper values and goals. It's a moment to pause and ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be tomorrow? What virtues do I want to embody? How can I respond to the challenges I might face in a way that reflects my best self? By doing this, you're not just preparing for a day, you're crafting a life bit by bit with deliberate, thoughtful choices. It's like laying down bricks, each one placed with care, contributing to the structure of your life. And each evening, when you set your intentions for the next day, you're ensuring that each brick is aligned just right, building towards something enduring and meaningful. This nightly ritual transforms your mornings too. Instead of waking up disoriented, reacting to whatever the day throws at you, you rise with clarity and purpose. You know what you stand for, what you're aiming for, and you have a plan to guide you there. It's a powerful way to live, infused with intention and stoic resolve. And let's not forget the grace part. Marcus Aurelius, despite the weight of his responsibilities, approached each day with a sense of grace, a recognition of the beauty and privilege of simply being alive, of having the opportunity to strive, to grow, to contribute. When we prepare for our mornings with this sense of grace, we infuse our lives with gratitude and purpose, transforming even the most mundane tasks into acts of significance. So, I invite you to take this lesson to heart. End your evenings by envisioning the day to come. What will you achieve? How will you grow? How will you face the inevitable challenges with stoic wisdom and grace? By doing this, you're not just planning, you're setting the stage for a life lived with deep intention. Let's embrace this practice together, my friends. Let's prepare for our mornings with thoughtfulness and care, laying the groundwork for days and ultimately a life lived with purpose, virtue, and joy. And in doing so, let's honor the legacy of those wise Stoic philosophers who knew so long ago the profound value of living with intention and grace. As we close today's journey through the profound wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, I hope you feel empowered, inspired, and ready to infuse your days and nights with a deeper sense of purpose and mindfulness. Remember, each moment is an opportunity to live with intention, to align with our highest virtues, and to craft a life that resonates with the timeless principles of Stoicism. Thank you sincerely for joining me here at Stoic Journal, for dedicating your time to explore these life-enhancing practices. Your presence and eagerness to grow are what make this community so special. Together, we're not just learning about Stoicism, we're living it day by day, step by thoughtful step. Now, don't let the journey end here. I invite you to continue exploring, growing, and finding inspiration by watching one of the suggested videos on your screen. Dive deeper, challenge yourself, and keep the flame of wisdom burning brightly in your life. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. Until next time, live well with virtue, purpose, and a touch of Stoic grace.